Hi, it's Jessie, and I'm going to start this video. Made 3 other introduction videos, but this one's going to focus more on the dynamics between an empath and a narcissist. What I'm going through now. I'm still with my narcissist, and I want to discuss what to look for. If you're looking up these videos, then obviously you're researching something about empaths or narcissists and you happen upon this, and I'm not going to get in particulars about different narcissists or empaths in this video, just basically by experience and what I've been through and what I know from experience is what I want to discuss on this video. I met my narcissist about 4 years ago, right after a traumatic event in my life of losing someone really close to me. The man I had been with for a long time passed away in his sleep, and it was hard, but I kind of just moved right on to this guy, trying to fill the empty space and not to face the fact that I had to be alone because I have codependency problems. But if you're having questions, if you're with a narcissist or you're feeling crazy, you really don't, something's up, something's wrong at this point, or maybe you've been with them for years and you definitely know whatever the given situation for why you feel you need to do research on these relationships or these type of people. I want to give you some of my experiences, and it helps me talk about it because I don't talk about it much to anybody. The only people that really know what I'm going through are people that are close to me, my children and whatnot. But and it's hard to discuss. It's hard to explain sometimes, and people, when you start telling them these traumatic experiences and this crazy way you're being treated, they just say leave, and they don't understand what you're going through, or they don't believe you, or whatever the case may be. But I guess I would consider myself an empathic person, and I would consider him a narcissist. I'm not a doctor. He hasn't been diagnosed with this disorder or this sickness or whatever you want to call it, but after 4 years of it and researching, that's my conclusion with the knowledge I have and the experiences I have. And first off, I want to say you're not crazy. They kind of make you crazy. They make you feel like you're crazy. That's the purpose. They want to destroy you. They want to make you feel like it's your fault. Like you're the one causing this. You're the one creating these problems. You're the one that likes the drama or the fights or the arguments. And it's not true. You've tried everything. You've walked on eggshells. You've done everything to try to satisfy his needs or his wants, his desires, and it's not working. He uses everything you say against you. He makes you feel worthless, basically. And I mean, there's stages to the process of how a narcissist treats their victim, and after 4 years of it, I can say the cycle recycles itself, and you'll see that. I guess all narcissists can be a little bit different, but my narcissist, he He goes through different cycles, but they always go in like a circle. And he doesn't stay in one position very long. Not here recently. The first 2 years, it was a long, drawn-out cycle because I put up with it, and I didn't know what I was dealing with, and I thought that I might be the crazy one. I might be the one causing this, and there was something wrong with me. But when I realized and did my research and figured things out, I see the patterns, I see the cycles, and me having empathic qualities has caused a lot of issues too, because I feel like I'm an over-analytical person when it comes especially to myself. I'm very self-reflective, and I know myself inside and out. I have tremendous empathic qualities. I have what you might call psychic abilities. I have all these good qualities, these empathic qualities, but I also have sociopathic qualities, and I also have narcissistic qualities, and I can't recall the breaking point to when things got like where I started giving it back to him. But I have to say, it was somewhere around 2 years ago, and I started knowing what I was dealing with is when the switch flipped, and I started becoming the narcissist to him, like a reflection of what he is to me, and started giving it back and started calling him out on his BS and trying to make him answer for his actions and his words and the things he was doing to me. Of course, I never get answers, not like straightforward answers. It's always an excuse, or the blame gets thrown on somebody else. And when his daughter moved down to live with us, him treating her in kind of the same manners he treats me, and then seeing how he treats my children. 2 of them are grown, one of them's halfway grown, and having the experience of treating other people in the same ways, or also tried to turn them against me, or use my words against me, twist things, gaslight me, and actually put me down in front of them, and full-blown wars. And when I say full-blown wars, I don't back down. I don't cave to him like I did in the beginning. I don't walk on eggshells. And I guess I'm to the point where I don't care how he's going to judge me or what he's going to throw at me or use against me, because I'm expecting it, and I already know what's in his arsenal. I know what he can use against me, and I'm prepared for his mood swings and his aloof, withdrawn behaviors, and the silent treatment, the withholding of sex and attention, the punishments he gives me that he thinks are warranted, just the whole disregard. Because I would say our relationships in like the overall in the like last stage of how a narcissist treats a victim, although it is a cycle, the love bombing still happens. It still comes and goes after a big event, and normally in my research, I've seen that narcissists disregard and they find a new supply, which I have caught him talking to other girls and engaging in other girls. How far it went, I don't have the evidence, but I have the evidence that he has entertained other females in the past, and though I don't think he's gotten a new constant supply, so to speak, he does have the signs that he's a cheater, and he will cheat if he's given the opportunity. Of course, he says he's loyal, he's faithful. Of course, he denies everything, even if you have the evidence to put in his face. Like, for example, when I first found out, I went through his phone. He was really, if I gave you the stories, which I probably will, about how he treated me the first 2 years, you would be like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. Why? Well, you would call me crazy too, probably, because I put up with it. And I can't explain to you why. I just kept feeling the need to fill his void, to try to make things better, to make him better, to make him see through my eyes, to make him feel what I was feeling. And I guess some of it was selfish because, you know, some of these other groups of empaths, you know, they'll act like empaths are these sweet-natured, nice victims that get walked on all the time, and they get mistreated all the time, and they're weak, and they're, you know, victim mentality kind of creatures that just give, and they don't take, and they don't have selfish needs, and, you know, that's all BS. Real empaths, at least from my opinion, they're strong, they're smart, they know what they're doing, and some of them can be bad entities. They can be bad creatures too. They can use their gifts for selfish reasons, and in some scenarios, and some empaths can be like the super empaths, the Heoki. I couldn't remember the name of them, but I'm not going to say which one I am, but I have my inklings. I've done my research, but I'm not going to 100% say that I'm this or I'm that. I know I'm empathic, and I know that I'm not weak. I'm not a victim, and I choose what I do, and I have enough about me to understand that I have just as much empathic qualities as I do narcissistic qualities. And like I said in my other video, I've questioned the fact that maybe I'm a narcissist, but I'm not a true narcissist because I feel empathy, and what I show the world, who I show the world, my persona or whatever, is real. That's who I am. It's not a mask. It's not to suit anybody or anything like that. It's who I am. It's true qualities that I possess, and I'm not trying to fake anything to get my way. Although I do have the power to manipulate and create and manifest just about anything I want to, because I can read people right off the bat. I can feel their feelings. I know their story right off the bat too, and those are powerful gifts that can be used against people, and I know all too well. But so I'm not saying I'm a victim, but I'm saying that the dynamics between an empath and a narcissist are volatile at best. They're unlike anything I've ever experienced with any kind of other type of personality or type of person with a disorder, a mental disorder, or whatever. Narcissists are some of the most heartless, soulless creatures that I've ever experienced. I've dealt with alcoholics, drug addicts, all sorts of personality types with different type of issues, and on top of this narcissist that I'm dealing with now, he's an alcoholic. which doesn't make things, because on top of dealing with his narcissistic rages and his qualities, he also has the qualities of an alcoholic on top of those, and it makes it that much more intense and volatile, because when he's drunk, he doesn't hold back anything. He's less, it's easier to put him in his place, although he can get physical and very violent, because he has no filter or censor, or I guess he loses his intelligence a little bit when he's drunk, and he's not playing out a scenario or a scene, so it's kind of irrational. So it's easier to beat him at his own game, but it's also more volatile because is irrational. And if y'all are experiencing a narcissist, what I've learned, the hardest part of learning is that when you think you're there, you think, okay, he gets it. Okay, the last heartfelt conversation I had with him actually got to him. It actually, like, flipped a switch in him. It actually made him realize the pain and the suffering he's put me through has actually made a difference. He's going to change. No, I can tell you, no, it never happens. Well, it does happen for a really tiny period of time until it slips, and it only takes a day or two to slip for him to say, oh, I was just doing what you wanted me to do. Or he says something mean and hateful like, oh, you were being a selfish brat, and I was just trying to be nice to you. Or like, oh, you were being nice to me, so I decided to be nice to you this time. Just he slips it away within a few days that he's playing a game. He's not sincere about how he's treating you. He doesn't actually feel like you deserve it. He's doing it to get your attention back, to get your focus back on him, to keep you in the situation, to keep you from leaving or whatever he thinks he's threatened with about losing you or losing his supply. And what I mean by supply is narcissists feed off people. They feed off their kindness, their genuine feelings, and they feel empty without somebody feeding them constantly. And the worse the narcissist, the more they need to be fed, so to speak. If you got a really bad super narcissist or covert narcissist, they need ample supply, and that's why they're attracted to empaths and gifted people, because they have more resilience, they have more courage, they have more bravery than regular people. Plus, on top of that, they want to heal you. Empaths are natural healers, and they want to fix people that are broken. That's their purpose, is to help people that have broken things in them, that they need confidence, or they need self-awareness, or they need this or they need that they lack, and they sense that in you, that you can help heal them, that you have these abilities. They subconsciously know that you do, so they're drawn to you. And the narcissist knows subconsciously that he's broken, even though he'll never admit to it, and he senses that in the empath. And that's why empaths and narcissists seem to attract each other, is because they're so broken. They're like the most broken one of them all, that can regularly function, and they're broken without being alerted to it, like right away, for regular people. And that's why the empath gets sucked into a narcissist, and the narcissist looks and seeks out empaths because they have more supply to give than a regular person. And I mean, regular people are all constantly victims too, but when the narcissist comes across an empath, they've got a gold mine. And maybe that's why he hasn't discarded me yet. Even though there's been several of those discard phases where he's totally disregarded me. I blew my lid and left, but I've always come back. And it's not him that begs me to come back. It's not him that asks me to come back. I just decide to. I feel bad for him. I feel guilty. And I feel sorry for him. And then I end up coming back and the cycle starts all over again. It doesn't, like I said, the good cycle, even when he is being nice in love bombing, it's not the typical, like with this guy, it's not like he's putting 100% in it. Or maybe I just feel like I know he's not. But it's like he half-asses even his try to win me backstage. It's not even like a regular person's would be. And that's what makes me so irritated. Is like he can't even put 100% effort into trying to get me to stop me from leaving. He can't put 100% effort into trying to win back my trust or love or affection. He knows he doesn't have to, because I'm already in it, and he knows that I'm so loyal. It's one of my other qualities. I'm really, really loyal to the people I love. And it's hard to break. That loyalty is so hard to break. And I'm not saying I'm a victim because of it. I'm not a victim. I know what's going on. I just choose because I care so much about people. And I want them to be better. I want to fix them. I want them to see the way I see. I want them to realize what they're missing out on. And that's what it gets so frustrating with him. Why wouldn't you want a true love? Why wouldn't you want something true, a true friendship? Why wouldn't you want something real in your life? Because these narcissists don't have anything. Everything's a facade. Everything is like made up. And I don't get that, because I know I guess they don't feel like we do. They don't have those emotions. But they're missing out on so much. And it pains me to know that somebody's missing out on, like, you know, that true love feeling, that total, like, bond, that friendship. They can't even form bonds. Like, I told myself 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 1 year ago, I tell myself all the time, I don't really have a bond with this guy. Like, he doesn't even ask me things. Like, I openly hand him stuff on a silver platter instead of him trying to find it out. Like, instead of him wanting to know more about my history or about me in any sort of way, any subject, I just hand it to him. I just tell him. And does he interject in the conversation or input or anything? No. It's just me